Caribbean American News Network, the news you report. Let's get to work with the one and only Garfield Oliver, the most loved on Facebook. Tag a friend, tag a hack, share the page.
A special good night to all our viewers here on Caribbean American News Media Platform. Greetings to you, my friends. Yes, this is the Honorable Judge in session tonight. We have a case, a matter that we must take care of. But greetings, my people. Welcome to the platform.
Yeah, on YouTube and on Facebook. You can also find us on 360 Radio. Your host for tonight is Garfield Oliver. Let's get to work. You are...
All right, thank you, Jean, for you and what Studio 3. Man, we're building a studio here that will mash up the whole place, but who am I, folks? But greetings to all, greetings. Please share the live, tag a friend. Yes, Sakafet. C'est just St. Lucie. Sakafet. Yes, folks, we're here. I was going to take a break, but I say, you know what? Marvelin' Moon Fashek Moon, so I come. Yes, but good to have all of you. Our folks logging into our YouTube channel. Greetings to all our friends over there on our YouTube channel. Let me see if I can find the chat. The chat is not available as yet, but greetings to Tutnun, everybody. Greetings to you. In time, I will see your chat over there on our YouTube channel. So just bear with me as we get the system firing on all cylinder. We're not there as yet. Good night, Lydia Francis. Ian, how are you? Dr. Ian, I promote Ian, you know. Hi, Seth, how are you? Greetings to you. Yes, I'm hoping to see all these chats coming in. So I'm just bear, folks. We'll get there, but it's been a long day for many. Hey, Maggie, greetings to you. Greetings. As you join us, let us know where you're viewing us from. For those of you who are on YouTube, just bear with me. I am waiting for the chat to show up here on our platform, and then I would be able to recognize you. Let me just ensure that our chat system is set up so I can see you coming in. All right, so we just set that up, and so we're hoping to see our folks over there on YouTube, the chat. I haven't seen it as yet, but I know that you're there. I can see it through our system. Yes, my friends, Shed Alive, Tiger Friend. We will start later. Yeah. McPhee, how are you doing all the way from Canada? Connecticut in the house. Yes, Maggie is in Connecticut. Elizabeth, greetings to you. Yes, my friend. Share some love, folks, to your folks under the chat. Some of you know each other, so share some love under the live. Don't just come and, sit under the chat. You got to greet your friends. Yes, greet your friends, man. Marva, Sakafet. Yeah, man, greet your friends. We have Connecticut, we have Canada in the house. And just now, my friend from Soufriere and Suzel going to show up. Yes. Martin, I don't know where Martin is. Normally, I can't find Martin. So, I don't know what to do again. If I should send the FBI or the NYPD, or I'm not sure if the St. Lucia CID would be able to find you. But Mary Shalmines, greetings to you. Greetings to all. Greetings. We're just waiting for the chat to build up. We're into 9 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock in this area. Yes, look, Ian is showing a lot of love. Yes, a lot of love. A lot of love. No hate, just love. Yes. Yes, Mary, greetings to you. Greetings to you. Yes, man, a lot of work. A lot of work. I have my notepads, everything out, because I'm sure I'm going to be learning something new from you. When I come on, I always try to learn something while I'm here. Greetings. Good night to you. Greetings. Yes, greetings. Marina, greetings. McCarthy, greetings to you, my friend. Greetings. Tutmun, I haven't seen Lauren. Flora, yes, Brooklyn is in the house. Yes, Flora is in Brooklyn. Big up Brooklyn. Brooklyn Pass is in the house. And by the way, we have a big announcement coming soon. We will be having a town hall meeting. Town hall meeting on national security in Brooklyn. The dates will be announced and venue. We're hoping that all those of you in the diaspora in the Brooklyn area, New York, Manhattan, the Bronx, Connecticut, New Jersey, that you can set aside that date where we're going to be coming together for the first time so that we can have the professionals will be there with us. We're going to have discussions on what is taking place in the country, in the region, and also in the United States. So those of you in Brooklyn, when we give you the date, don't play around, because if you play around, we're going to ask the Labour Party to come out and support us. But we want you, our people, all citizens of the country, to show up in Brooklyn when we make that big announcement for our grand town hall meeting in Brooklyn, New York. Amen. Toronto is in the house. Yes, my friends, Lawrence is in the house. My friend Bravo is in the house. Yes, good to see you. Rosemary Sakafet. Rosemary, greetings to you. And Hillary, greetings, Hillary. And we have BBDD, my neighbor, greetings to you. Welcome to the platform. Greetings to all. I'm just taking all this time to greet your friends, to get you settled in so that we can start the our live program tonight. You know what? Let's just get ready to start. Meander Vidal, greetings to you. All right, so let's get to work, friends. Let's get to work. Let us get to work. Yes. So, as you can see, I am a Gregory Sakafet. I am in my robe today tonight because I'm the honorable judge tonight. I'm the peacemaker. I'm the one who make all the righteous decisions. I'm the one who understands the Constitution more than everybody else and everything else. I'm the only legal mind around the place right now that can do righteously. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm just talking. I know some of you getting ready to get bent out of shape with me talking about myself. I don't talk about myself. I practice not to do it. Ma pale about Conway. Well, mem, why is me? Anyway, tonight is fun and discussion. We're going to entertain all the calls that we can get at 929-586-1821. First of all, most of you would have learned of Miss Virginia Poyet, government minister, MP in St. Lucia. Most of you would have heard of her sickness or illness, where she was rushed for medical treatment in Martinique. It was so urgent that they had to airlift her into the country so that she can get the best care possible. I want to remind you folks that Virginia Poyet was elected by the people of St. Lucia to serve. So she was not hired by Philip Japere or hired by Hacks or hired by the Labour Party. She was hired by the people of St. Lucia. All right, I just want to set this up very carefully. All right, so the judge is here in his righteous seat, and we're going to make some urgent decisions tonight. I have a case before me, and we have Mr. Timothy Polio of Newspin, who is here before me, and also the Honorable MP, government MP, that is Virginia Albert, or what is it, Albert? Poyet, yes, Albert Poyet. Yes, so I have two individuals before me, and as Jews, we have the entire nation sitting in on such a massive case with eternal implications in the country. And this case is going to set the tone for all other politicians in the country. But we're going to look at the evidence that is before the honorable judge, and we're going to just speak openly tonight to our leaders who are elected to serve the people and is accountable to the people, not really to their party, but to the people. Whether the people voted for you or not, you are accountable to the people. Yes. Now, don't talk when the judge is speaking in my court. I know you might be tempted, Mr. Timothy, to defend yourself and Miss Poyet, but the honorable judge knows what he is doing and will give you guys the right amount of time so that you can present your argument before the people. But the judge is just reminding you, Madam Virginia, that you are not your own. You are working for the people of St. Lucia. You are working because you were given a ministry. 1, 2, you were elected by the people. 3, you took an oath to what's the Constitution, that you would uphold it and that you would also be accountable to the people. That's what it really is, you know. And so I am going to judge tonight, and I'm going to maybe pull other few bourgeois from our systems of government. We will pull some other ministers in, because ever so often we got to remind our leaders who they are and who they represent. And we must do it in order to keep the unity and to keep the state together and keep the union strong as it can, binded by the constitution of the country. We must constantly remind our leaders who they are, who they work for, and who they should report to. And lately, Caribbean American media, we have been just observing and seeing a lot of disrespect by leaders out there, and they believe that they're not accountable. You can't talk to us, you can't question us because your party lose and we won. So it sounds like some of them believe that they're working for themselves. The country is their business, and you, the people, are on their property trespassing. And while you're trespassing, you're being indiscreet to ask any question at all to the rightful owners of St. Lucia, which is our government people, those who work in the system. And sadly, they're not paid by themselves. They are paid by the citizens through high taxes, through sweat and tears and blood. Yes, they are paid by your sweat, your tears, and your blood. And the generation to come will continue to pay their debt, pay for their entertainment, pay for their travel allowances, pay for their medical care, pay for their vehicles and their gas and the airline tickets. Yes, generations to come will continue to pay for those amenities and those perks that these leaders in the country enjoy. And for them to say to you, it is, shut your mouth and let us do what we're doing because you lose and we win. We must constantly remind our leaders that they are not their own. And if they want to be their own, they need to get out of these office. They need to cancel their vows that they have taken towards the Constitution, and maybe they might have to pledge allegiance to something else, some other nation, some other territory. But once they are in office, they are accountable to you, the citizens of the country. And this is your judge speaking here. And I hope that they're listening, because they're in a very rough courtroom tonight, because it's going to be fire and brimstone under this judge, honorable judge, tonight. I am the only judge on this platform, and everybody else have the privilege of sitting in my honorable court, and all have the right to remain silent until I decide to allow you to speak. This is my house. This is not the government of St. Lucia's house or the people's house. This is my house. And with that, I say, welcome to my court, all of you. Wise Mayor.
Mwen pas ap wè maji beti sa. Mwen pas ap wè maji beti sa.
So, now that we're not taking the MGBTs in my courtroom, let's continue. Good. So, Timothy Pollio, famous radio, no, you don't object in my court. BBDD, I shall remove you from my court, honorable courthouse, if you object. I am always right in this court. Tout sa modi moi right. Si moi wrong, se moi ki ka ni pou di kom moi wrong. Yeah, I is always right in this honorable court. Yes, I swear to no man. Yes, but let's get to work tonight, man. Let's get to work. So Timothy Pollio he's a famous journalist. He is, as far as I'm concerned, he is a very good and honorable journalist in St. Lucia. Thank you, Gregory. The eyes have it, and I is the eye. And I have it. Nobody else disturbed in my courtroom. Let the court case begin. So, as I was saying, Timothy, very good journalist, one who loves his country, one who is protected under the constitution of the country, free speech, Thank you, Beverly, for that 100 stars. And by the way, folks, support the show as much as you can. That's all I can say to you. So he is, as far as I'm concerned, a decent citizen of the country, a decent St. Lucian, one who, as far as I know, thank you, Gregory, for the star. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know of Timothy having any criminal record, being arrested, being a burden to the legal system, or being a burden to the people of St. Lucia at the prison in the country, or violating any of the laws there, where he's arrested by the police, taken into custody, and then sent to Bodley or any other holding cell in the country. And so I looked at him as a decent citizen, one who, as far as I'm concerned, who is not perfect, one who can err in his podcast, in his newscasts, and if you look at him carefully, he's always quick to apologize or to, correct whatever he deems needing to be corrected once he receives the truth. So I look at Mr. Timothy as a good journalist, and we need more of Timothy in the country. And so Timothy have never declared his loyalty to any political party. I, for one, don't know what party he supports. I might think that he's leaning United Workers' Party, but we don't know, because he himself have not said that to us. And I would say to you, in my court, if you cannot prove anything, keep your mouth shut. If you have no evidence, if Timothy didn't say to you that he's a UWP or he's a SLP, you have the right to remain silent in my court. And I just ruled on that. So we don't know who he is, and that's the truth. To me, in my estimate, he sounds UWP. But Dele Ikafute UWP Ababasla. So who knows? But I like him. I like where he's going. I like Timothy. So here is what happened. Timothy, his broadcast sometime this week, he said, I have some information, good information, that Dr. Virginia Poyet bill is whatever amount of money, and taxpayers are responsible for that bill. And he spoke about it, and I could tell you, Timothy never spoke of her illness, ridiculed her. He protected her, as far as I'm concerned, her privacy, but he dealt with what is public, what is the people's business, and that is finance, money, bills. Any bill, whether it's an airline ticket to go to Canada, to England, by any politician, it is the people's business. When a politician gets a ticket to travel overseas on official business of the state and not his private business, he has a responsibility upon leaving to inform the citizens, and upon return to inform the citizens upon arrival, and to brief them on his meeting, what went on, what he achieved in that meeting. His responsibility is to the people, to give them a heads up. This is what happened. I came across this representative overseas at the UN, and he promised that he's going to send 100 chicken to St. Lucia, 100 yard fowl. Or maybe he goes to Montserrat and brings in 1,000 donkey, 1,000 jackass. What do you call jackasses? Donkey, yes. Bring in 1,000 of them, land them in Vieux Fort. Bring more donkey in town. So he goes out, meet the representative, gives him 100 or 1,000 donkey, jackass, and he brings the asses in to St. Lucia. Upon entry, he says to the St. Lucian people, a friendly government gave us 1,000 ass, and we're going to put them in view for it. And that's how you do it. You report to the people of St. Lucia. But let's go to Timothy. Let's hear Timothy himself.
Newspin on Power 97.9 FM. We are also on YouTube and Facebook. All right. So I have to apologize because I got some figures wrong. Okay, so I will apologize. And as somebody would normally say, there's nothing wrong in apologizing. I was wrong. I apologize. Okay, so the bill of 685,000 euros is what St. Lucia owes the hospital in Martinique in total. 685,000 euros is what St. Lucia, the government of St. Lucia, owes the hospital over in Martinique. The minister's bill, that is Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot, the air ambulance cost 7,000 euros. The air ambulance, 7,000 euros. And the stay at the hospital bill is $17,750. So the air ambulance, 7,000 euros. Hospital, $17,750. And what St. Lucia owes the authorities over in Martinique in total, the hospital there in total, is about 685,000 euros. My apologies once again. Let's continue with your calls via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. This is Newspin. You are...
All right, so that was Timothy. Sometime yesterday, presenting to the people of St. Lucia what is their business, the total amount of Dr. Poyot's stay in Martinique. Now, the government of St. Lucia have an outstanding balance of $685,000 owing. What is that, about 2,000 or more EC? Somebody can help me out. I would think it's about 2 million or around that. Plus, for air travel alone, 7,000 euro. For her stay at the hospital, 17,000 euro. Now, sickness comes on anyone. And we got to question our government system when it comes to the safety of our prime minister, medical care for the prime minister, medical care for the governor general, medical care for our ministers, our representative who we elect. How do what system is in place? And before I take Virginia's argument, what system is in place in St. Lucia? Is there medical insurance for government workers? And that might be a good question to ask. Huh? That might be a good question for us to ask tonight. Is there medical insurance for government workers? Is there medical insurance coverage For our police officers, is there medical insurance? For our nurses, our firemen and women, first responders, do we have medical insurance for workers of government? So my question again, is there medical insurance for the Prime Minister? For Miss Dr. Virginia Boyd? And if not, why not? And my question would be, the government of St. Lucia getting a bill for almost $2 million EC. And we just had Joachim Henry going over to Martinique almost with the same issue. Can we say that his airlift was $7,000 too? And his stay was also 17 or below $17,000. Question again is there medical insurance for our MPs and also the Prime Minister of the country? Is there? And I wish somebody can advise me on this, because I would think that it would be a good thing to have health insurance for our government workers who are working under stress. And I know where I'm going with this. Government workers who are working under stress. And if the answer is no, I would ask you, what system, what are we running in St. Lucia? Is it a mobby shop, a rum shop, SNS? What are we running in St. Lucia? Tea boutique? And I'm just looking at the bill, $2 million, and God knows for how long the bill is there. And nothing is wrong, you see, in going over to Martinique, whether it's a government minister or it is a citizen in the farm or fisherman at the beach in Dennery, at the Daito in Dennery. Nothing is wrong with saving a life, protecting a life by any means necessary. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Eva, you're in court. Yes, you are, my friend. You wake up in court. I don't like people sleeping in my court. So wake up quickly. So, nothing is wrong in saving lives. But if there is no insurance for our government workers, I would say to you, friends, that something is wrong with our leaders. Something is wrong with our leaders, because we are packing up bills and we're not even paying our bills. We are deadbeat. And this is a bill that no government should play with, because you will need the services in Martinique. What, you will stop, not pay the bill and go to Barbados instead? and do the same in Barbados, and when you burn that bridge, you go over to another country? How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? So let's go over to a response on NBC morning show with my friend over there, Yardi, and the other young men. And they're doing their job over there. You know, they're doing their stuff. And all people have the right to do their thing. That's just what the Constitution affords. We also have a right to talk about what they talk about. Yeah? We have that right, ain't it? Freedom. So, Timothy rightfully questioned, put it out there as a journalist. We have what is called investigative journalism, where journalists break stories that government people, some people don't want them to break. That's what journalists are there for. That's what they're there for. To investigate and to break stories. Whether it's a politician, a policeman, a judge, that's their job, of course. But let's listen to the response. And by the way, remember, I am telling you that this is the right. This brother, Timothy Polio, is protected by the Constitution of the country. He is part of what is called a free press. Yes, he is. And have every right. Have every right to speak on the 685,000 euro dollars and the 7,000 air ambulance charge, and also the $17,000 stay at the hospital. Every right. And I'm going to ask, why do we have an embassy in Martinique? What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing in Martinique? Just when these ministers come for medical care, they make arrangement and blah, blah, blah. What about making an arrangement to get those bills paid? Because we're paying your salary. What about just paying our bills so that other St. Lucians who are in a major emergency can be flown over to St. Jude's, to Lamanade? I heard Dame is over in Martinique. But let's go to Miss Albert's response.
Call you when I was offset, but you are live. So since you are there, let me just tell you, boy, welcome back, stronger than ever.
Don't put me on no spot there.
No, you're in the right spot. Now, just referring to what I heard yesterday, I heard that your medical bills were discussed on another show, which is Timothy. You know, and they reach as far as saying 600,000, and then he corrected himself. He says 16,000 euro. And to me, that's what pot is.
So Timothy is my doctor now. I have not seen Timothy since I'm sick. So is he my?
So wait, folks. So one, and I want you to follow this government minister carefully. Tonight we're going to dissect. We're going to go through her response to something that she never heard of. She never heard Timothy questioning her medical condition. She never heard Timothy diagnosing her. She never heard Timothy talking about her pressure level, her heartbeat, her energy and everything else level. Nothing at all like that. So somebody calls her and said to her, well, somebody spoke about you and this is what they say. And she went on like, that's exactly what this is the truth, and I didn't hear it, but if you say that it's true, it's true. He's not my doctor. So why am I making a statement that he's not my doctor when the gentleman, the Yadi is saying to you that he spoke about a $600,000 bill, but he corrected it, blah, blah, blah. But Yadi did not go further. But the first thing your response as a government minister is, he's not my doctor. Now, all of us wish Dr. Virginia all the best in her recovery. I went into prayer on her behalf, and many others went into prayer on her behalf for her recovery. And I will still continue to pray for Doc. But it is our right to speak. And what I will never do is to cross a line in Dr. Virginia's private business and try to diss her and all these kind of things. She's a servant. She works on behalf of the people there in St. Lucia, duly elected by the citizens of the country. So I'm not going to be here bashing. I'm going to discuss some errors, some flaws as a judge that I'm seeing in this whole discussion. So as a judge, as you can see, friends, my friend Yadi says to her, this is what, you didn't hear it? No. I hope you don't have me on the spot, you know. Yeah, man, Timothy, you heard Timothy say, no, I didn't hear, but Timothy's not my doctor. Where did that statement come from? And why? What did Timothy say about your medicals? He didn't triage you. He's not a doctor for true. Why would you say he's not, if he's your doctor? But let's go on in the clip a little more. Pay attention, Lucians.
Doctor?
Yeah, because to me it's of poor taste though. I mean, if Alan Shasta is in hospital, I don't care about how much money spent on him. From time the state is paying, and that's part of the procedure. It's our poor taste, man. But did you?
But you saw what our friends did with everything Shasta did. It was questioned whether Shasta left the AC on in his car because you don't want to sit on a hot seat, or the vehicle is normally hot. The police officer is standing outside the vehicle. It's best that the police officer stays in the vehicle, blah, blah, blah. You know, it could be a lot of reasons why I would leave my AC on in a hot country. As a matter of fact, I left my AC on from morning until night. I went to an event and left my car on with the AC full blast. You understand what I'm saying? So, but everybody, they made a mess. He stayed in a hotel, and the hotel was too expensive, blah, blah, blah. Everything he did was a question. So, my friend Yadi, I believe that you guys would have roasted him if the table had just shifted a bit. Mr. Shasta would have been roasted like hot pepper, jalapeno pepper on a Mexican grill. Of course, you guys would have grilled him. But let's continue.
Shasta is in hospital. I don't care about how much money spent on him. From time the state is paying, and that's part of the procedure. It's our poor taste, man. But did you listen to the convo?
No. I am not aware of what Timothy said.
But people.
Okay, good. So I can close the case now, but let's continue with the case. Maybe we can learn one or two things. So, she, in my honorable court here, you, Miss Virginia, Dr. Virginia, confirmed to this court that you did not hear from Timothy what was said. Right? Remember, you made a statement earlier, he's not my doctor, blah, blah, blah. But what was the statement? What would cause you to make such a statement? He's not your doctor, Timothy. So Yadi, he's doing his thing. It's his right over there to do his stuff, and I respect that. And he respects what I do here too. So You went on, man. Yeah, no, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. That's not. I didn't hear what Tim said, but this is going to escalate very quickly. And I just want to say to St. Lucians is that we got to be careful when people say something to you that somebody said. You got to be very careful, St. Lucians, and I don't believe in my judgment as a good judge that we are at that place where somebody can say to us, Johnny said, and we leave it there until we approach Johnny or until we investigate a little more to find out what Johnny said. So Miss Virginia, what she should have done, court, is she should have said, okay, I will look at it and see what it is, and I will issue a statement or I will reply to it. But I haven't heard it, so I'll listen to the clip. That's what I would have done as a professional judge. I would say, yeah, man, but thanks for giving me the heads up, though, but I'll go check it out myself, man, and big up yourself, man, for checking for me. And I'll listen to it myself, and see what he's saying there, that might need correcting. And that would have been the ideal thing to do. And I'm asking you, St. Lucians, because this is a systemic problem that you got to fix quickly, or St. Lucia will be full of enemies and not friends. Be careful when people come to you and say, Chasney say. Be careful when people come to you and say, Garfield say he's a fake pastor. His wife is sick and this and that. He's a fake. He stole their money. He took money and he stole money from this one, stole money from that one, and he took my this and he did that. Be careful what you repeat, St. Lucians. Be careful what you repeat. Don't let nobody tell you somebody say and you just hate the person because somebody tell you somebody say. That's called gossip. And you need to understand that your air is not a garbage dump. None of us air were built to carry garbage. And I was taught from a little boy, you got to guard the avenue of your soul. What's your hair? You got to guard it. And so this is a typical scenario of what we as a people do to each other constantly. You call the girl on the job, she babysitting, she in the people's house, the child sleeping, you call her to tell her, hey, you don't hear what Dorothy say? Dorothy say that you're sleeping with Johnny. Hey, guess how you sleeping with Johnny? And that you don't hear the story. And then by the time you curse and you carry on and start telling this other girl all about the other girl's business and about her family business, all her private secret that she told you, then when you get to the truth, you'll find out that the girl said to Dorothy that there was a snowstorm and you had to stay at the house for a night, but you are cousin to her husband. And you see how things can turn and cause a whole set of drama and even death and bad feelings. This clip is a clear indication. And I'm glad that I'm using my honorable courtroom to say to you, St. Lucians, stop it. Stop spreading news. Stop telling people say. And jump into conclusions that are not real. But let's continue with the clip.
Said that to you?
Somebody mentioned that he was quoting some figures and he said he got it from some reliable source or something to that effect, but I didn't hear him.
I've heard of reliable.
Okay, good. So she said somebody told her that he was quoting some figures from a reliable source. And I would believe that Miss Virginia is still a government minister. And therefore, if one, she is not the one paying for the stay, and any citizen in St. Lucia under the Constitution who question the cost of her stay in Martinique, and she believes that, or anyone in St. Lucia believes that that is a no-no, you don't cross that line. That's a no-no. You don't cross that line. No way. Don't ask about the MP's health and about how the bill is going to be paid. That's not your business. Just pay your taxes. How dare you ask any questions? If that's where we're going, then I'm going to bow out tonight from this honorable court, because this ain't making any sense to me. But let's go on.
I've heard of reliable source.
Yeah, but Timothy has to stop his dishonest way of doing broadcasting. It's something.
So good. So she's using the opportunity because Timothy has been a thorn or a thorn or a piquant in the government's Duverdare. She's taking the opportunity to punch at Timothy.
I heard this short fella. The sky is falling.
So she takes cue from her leader. And she decides to take the opportunity to punch Timothy. And even though the leader told her he's a short guy, she swings at Timothy. He's dishonest. He's dishonest. Timothy is dishonest. Remember, it's Timothy that reminded the government that the sky was falling. And the sky did fall in their boudin. And you know, every time the Prime Minister speaks, he speaks about the short one, because the short one have been speaking about the defects in the government. So she took the opportunity because Timothy questioned, or didn't question nothing. He just presented his investigations to the citizens of the country. And remember, friends, this has a lot to do with a free press and government. And anytime you talk about a free press and a government system, you want to draw the line. You want to pull that brake quickly. And you got to remind politicians or political people that they should respect the press. Don't take it lightly. All politicians need to respect media houses because they are part of a democracy. They are also gatekeepers of the Constitution. They are part of checks and balances, if you please. And politicians need to be very careful when they're approaching the free press. Very necessary for a democracy. But let's go back.
I had an issue with him over 10 years ago.
Okay, so Virginia just came back from, we heard it was a heart attack. She got sick. It was a matter of life and death. And it cost the taxpayers $7,000 to get her urgently to save her life over in Martinique. But she's speaking now about a situation 10 years ago between her, 10 years ago, between herself and Timothy. Now, you would think that after 10 years that you let bygones be bygones, you forgive and you forget, because if you're a Christian, you know that God will not forgive you. If you don't forgive others, God will not have mercy on you if you don't have mercy on others. We know the whole religious story, that a 10-year incident should be something that would have been settled, and not that charge should not be brought up against the gentleman, the journalist, Timothy Polios. But she took another opportunity to go a little further, and she's speaking now of 10 years ago, something that Timothy did to her. Remember, whatever he did to her, he would have done it as a journalist. Well, let's go ahead.
I had an issue with him over 10 years ago, where I gave him a news item and he decided to cut it off at a particular point so that it would bring a different effect. And when I heard the news item, I raised it with Rick Wynn, and I said, but that is not what I told Timothy, because the way he cut the clip, it brought out a totally different message. So Rick told me, well, you have to settle that with Tim. So I had to call him and I asked him to correct it, because if he does not correct it, I will go on another station and expose him. So it is something that I have had that level of distrust in terms of the way he carries out his media thing.
So there is a distrust the way he carry out his media thing. Timothy don't carry out any media thing. Again, Timothy is part of the free press. He's a journalist. He reads the news. He informs the citizens of developments in the country. So he don't do journalist. There's nothing called journalist thing in St. Lucia. Unless the media house is a mobby shop and it's just a mapui shop, or they don't see themselves as part of the free press, you know. But Timothy, based on the places that he worked in the country, the radio stations, television stations, Timothy, does not do journalist thing, but he's a journalist. And Virginia was hurt, and we don't know whether it's an accident, whether it was an error, how it was rectified, whether Timothy corrected when it was brought to his attention. We don't even understand what that situation is. We were not involved. We don't know about it. That in itself should not have been dragged in as a government minister, dragged in because finance is being spoken about. Medical bills is being discussed by a journalist. You understand what I'm saying? That type of what you did to me 10 years ago should not have fit in here. And I'm speaking as a righteous judge. But go ahead.
When Timothy started making his way in media, it was people like myself, when I was president of the Teachers Union, that really gave him some kind of, with DBS and going on his news item to bring some. So he got some kind of what we call featuring there, where he became, he started making his name. So for today, for him to get what he called his reliable source, and in terms of my medical bill, I'm very disappointed in Timothy.
Okay, so here's the mapui. I am the one who set him up as a teacher. I'm the one who basically recommended him to work with media houses. It's because of me. And look at what he's doing now, talking about my medical bills. In other words, because I scratch his back, he should scratch mine too. You understand what I'm saying here, folks? You're understanding the depths of this discussion by our politician. So I helped him when he first started, and look at what he's doing me now. He get a bill, and talk about my hospital bill. What? Let's go.
And it is something that I may have to take on with him personally, because I'm the kind of person that.
Yeah, so what are you taking on with Timothy? That's my question tonight. As the judge, what are you taking on with him? Questioning potential bills that the government got to pay? You could have fixed that right there on that television station, my friend. You should have said, look, that's my private hospital stay. That's my private bills. It has nothing to do with the government. And then Timothy would have apologized or say, oh, yeah, okay, fine. It's your personal bill. That's not my business. That's your problem. That's your business, not mine. I mean, full stop. That's how it would have ended if she, as a government minister, wanted to give clarity on the situation. I would have taken the opportunity to say to Mr. Yardy, well, you know, it's my private bills. I'm the one, my family, we're the ones paying our hospital bills. And she could have said to us, well, and the reason why we are paying our own medical bills is that this thing did not happen while we were working. I was at home or I was at a private function and I got sick and I had to be rushed to Martinique. That's my bill. I am the one footing that bill. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the government of St. Lucia. I understand that statement. I would have come here and I would be saying tonight, that's not our business, friends. That's the lady's private business. She's the one paying her bill. How is that our problem? She got sick. Everybody can get sick. She gets sick and she goes there. Nobody needs to know her private business. But we are of the opinion that it is going to be the government of St. Lucia paying for the medical, for the bill, paying the bill. Now, we could have asked with Joachim the same question, whether he was at a private session and he got sick at a private session or he got sick at his home. And he could have gotten that treatment in St. Lucia, but he decided that he wanted, or the family wanted him to go over to Martinique instead of Barbados. Then we would say, okay, well, they're footing their bill. That's not our problem. That's our business. Man gets sick at home. The man decide which hospital he want to go. He understand his pocket. He know he don't have to do fundraisers, do barbecue and sell pork or anything to get his medical bill. He can just jump on a plane or jump on a boat and get to medical care, because he was not, they say politicians are always on duty. But, you can argue it anyhow, You get sick at a party. You get sick on your farm, you're farming, you fall down. You understand what I'm saying? Then the government might not have to foot the bill. Or, like the question I asked earlier, whether there's insurance for our politicians. And you can use your insurance policy that the government provided to you to go to any medical facility you want, because that's your insurance that was issued to you by the government of St. Lucia. But why would the government of St. Lucia, and this is what we need to know and clear up, this would have shut our mouths if she had only said to us, listen, that's my bill, that's my thing, I'm the one footing my bill. What do I have to do with the government? The government going to pay no bill for me. We would have the right to remain silent, just have to shut our mouths, close our mouths, because, as I said, no, people's private business. But the question that St. Lucians want to know genuinely is, are we responsible for the 7,000 or 17,000? If the answer is yes, then fine. We just want to know, that we are the ones paying the bill, and this is the total amount it's going to cost us. And the Dr. Virginia don't know the bill. She said she have never seen it. But somebody got the bill, a reliable source. Who would be a reliable source? Somebody in government. and I'm not trying to bust anybody or to expose anyone. Somebody who knows what they know got the bill, saw the cost, and decide to share it. Because the government has a right, if I call them and ask them about the bill, they have a right to tell me it's going to cost $20,000. If I call the government and ask them if Dr. Poyet is okay, if she'll be back at work soon, if she's recovering well, they have a right to tell me as a citizen, she's doing well, she's back in the country, she's at home recovering nicely, she's not going to be seeing visitors now, but we'll give you an update as soon as we get it from the family. We want to respect their privacy and everything else. We can understand that type of reasoning. That's what we do in the real world. But let's go back to the discussion.
Just go straight to the person and tell him, you have to stop that. Because if he wanted information on my medical expense, he could have contacted me. Look, now you're calling me to get some clarification. So why didn't he do the same? And for him to go on air and discuss my medical expense. I have not seen any bill. I have not seen anything yet. And in time, the general public will hear the full story, because people...
So I am gathering from Dr. Poyet, right, honestly, that she's the one paying the bill. Period. Because one, she said she have not seen the bill. And two, she said she don't know why Timothy is discussing her bill. So we will, as the good judge, and I hope that you folks appreciate what I'm saying to you, and most of you would agree with me, that based on how she is speaking, it means that that is her personal bill. It has nothing to do with the government. Huh? But let's wait for it. Let us wait to see whether that's the case. And if it is not, we'll be back here. All right?
Know how to twist things around and make it look inflated and so on. But I think what Timothy is talking about there is poles apart from the truth.
But another thing too,
honesty, which I have low tolerance for.
But what I'm saying, why is that such an item? Why is it such an item? Somebody is sick and they're in hospital and they bills, and then you have this little half bino calling right after Ian Caldron, and had so much to say, and he can't even send a barrel to his family here, you know. I mean,
I don't support that, Yadi. I don't support. Ian has a right to call the station and to discuss. He's free to do that. And we don't have to talk about Barrels, his family. And that's what we do, St. Lucians. That's what we do to ourselves. We're dealing with medical bills. Now we're gone on a 10-year situation with Dr. Poyet and Tim. Now we're hearing about Ian can't send Barrel to his family. How did we get there? Ian is a citizen of St. Lucia. Ian, like anyone else with a St. Lucian passport, have a right to ask questions. Like I would always ask, how is she doing? I was always asking, how is Virginia doing? Is she getting better? Is she back in the country? Let's continue to pray. Let's hope for the best. That's what I do. I'm not going to pull everybody around me into this storm because Dr. Virginia believed that she's working for herself, and St. Lucians can't question whether she's okay, if she's back in the country and everything else. The Prime Minister did confirm to us that she was recovering nicely at home. And that is what we want, because she's working for the people. So I'm not sure why we are surprised that St. Lucians are questioning their politicians when they travel overseas or when they are sick. I don't understand, why do we want to go there as good citizens of the country? And if I was Dr. Virginia, I would have said to Yadi, no, that's not necessary. Ian is a citizen of the country, and that's not necessary. Let's not pull him in to this discussion. Let's just deal with, what is happening here. But I'm a little disappointed there, Yadi, that, you're talking about the man Barrel and his family. We got to draw a line with people's family too. We got to draw a line between people's personal business, and that's why I was asking whether the bills are her private bills or not. If it is her private bill, that's not our problem. We should not even question that. Let's just pray for her recovery. We should not even go there about, her personal bills. On the other hand, if it is the government that is responsible for those bills, that rightfully so, the people has a right, because she's not working for, and even a private business, you work in, the boss or the directors would want to know, is everything all right? Is she going to be back on the job next week? And by the way, they would give you insurance, depending on what business you're working with. They will issue you insurance. So the question of who is paying for the bill, whether it's the business or the private individual, there will be no need for that. But when you talk about government, then people would want to know, because it is not a private business, of course, and I hope we appreciate that. But St. Lucians, it's time for you to draw a line. Stop talking about people's wife, people's business. Let's just stop going deep. Let's stop crossing lines that we should not be crossing. Let us allow people to exercise their freedom of expression. Let people be free to question their governments. So I am just not supporting that mepui that was thrown at Ian. I really don't support it, and I don't think it have place in our society. I totally discourage it.
I mean, I don't know the type of people, the caliber of people they have supporting them, but these guys are desperate. Imagine the man made a mistake in his figures, one, because he apologized and said it's not that, and but Ian already called already, and he had so much to say.
Yeah, but Timothy, I have had one-on-one with Timothy, and I've taken it one step further, because I accosted him about a few months ago, and you remember the election results, how he came out and he called Ezekiel, he declared Ezekiel, he said he's not the one, it's the people doing the statistics. But I said, Timothy, it was on your station where you declare Ezekiel the winner long before my votes. I still had 570 something votes that had not come in yet. And you went out there and you declared Ezekiel the winner.
I recall that night.
Right. So he has a history, a trail of being dishonest, and he need to verify his.
But that I as a judge, I'm hearing her, and there's a lot of things coming up here. Ian, Timothy past transgressions, and all sort of stuff into a basic a discussion for clarity. She could have clarified that and just go back, to reflecting on what God has done for her, how God have protected her life, and she's breathing, and to be bringing back all this past transgressions of others. It's just not, and at this critical stage in recovery, it's not the right thing to do. You go on elections. Listen to me how this thing works. A man is in a studio broadcasting. There are individuals who are working out the numbers and are handing, slips to the anchor, saying, look, here is the result, here is this, here is that. We have others coming in. And for CNN would make the call. They would say, look, call this. Sometimes I would see them changing their position on certain calls. But to take that personal and to say that the man is dishonest when he's working with a team at a station. Timothy don't own a radio station. He don't own a television station. So to use that whole thing as a government minister to punch a journalist, I'm beginning to feel sorry about this situation, because I don't know if we pray, if we lose the Lord's Prayer or anything else. Forgive us this day as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. I don't know. This is for a religious discussion. I really don't know. The minds of our people, how we see others, and how we live and how we die. I do not understand. I really don't, but let's continue.
But before he goes on national radio and television and mislead the St. Lucian public. As a former teacher, principal, I believe in giving people accurate information and let people take their decision. But you don't go out there and start spreading propaganda and lies and believe that people will believe you. If that is how he hoped that I will recover, well, thank you and no thank you.
Okay. So otherwise the health and everything is in check, right?
Well, yeah, I'm getting better every single day, and
your energy, your voice could tell.
I thank all the St. Lucians that prayed for me, and it's a sign of love, care, and appreciation. I'm very appreciative of that, and I believe that there is a lot I have to do for St. Lucian.
Why, so I guess Timothy is not a St. Lucian, Ian is not a St. Lucian, those who on the United Works Party side are not St. Lucian, so there's a lot that she got to do for St. Lucia. What about St. Lucians? St. Lucia is St. Lucians. All St. Lucians are St. Lucia. And folks, I'm going to open the phone line for at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes. 929-586-1821. I'm going to make a judgment right now on this. The honorable judge is going to make a judgment on this, and this is my judgment before we make the phone. You can call while I make my judgment. Folks, this is sad that Dr. Virginia